Morning and welcome back to another video. Just want to show you guys something before we hop out here. 2 degrees Celsius this morning. Hey Siri, what's 2 degrees Celsius in Fahrenheit?
2 degrees Celsius is 35.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
It is cold this morning. This is probably the coldest morning that I've seen this summer so far. We're just gonna finish swathing our canola. Quickly check the oil on the Macdon swather before we start it up. And obviously I'm gonna let it warm up quite a bit this morning. That's what we want to see. You can see the dew on the header here. That's what we want on the crop, and that's going to make it a little bit tougher so we don't shell these pods out. That's why we're swathing this early in the morning. Oh yeah, nice little cold start. Get the GPS turned on too so she can warm up. And where's the AC? Yeah, we're definitely going to turn that off this morning. Turn that heater on. Hydraulic oil cold. What is happening? Yeah, you can see my breath in the air. We're just gonna sit in my truck while we let that thing warm up. Then we'll start hammering out the acres. There's only maybe 40 acres left standing, so should be a quick morning, unless of course something does go wrong. A bit of a whoopsie, I guess. I don't know if the tarp just quit or I plugged it up, but yeah, she full right there. So we gotta kick all of that off the header. Should be fun, right? Well, we got that swather unplugged. My GoPro battery died, but we finished the rest of that field off without a hiccup. So we're back at the yard and we're gonna finish moving that rye that we started moving yesterday. I got another 3 loads to move over. I don't know if I'll get it done before lunch, but we're gonna try. We're all done moving that grain over, got everything cleaned up, put away in the shed. So we're feeding now peas and rye and barley and all the other regular ingredients. But that new crop that we just combined, it's already going to the cows. You don't want to feed the grain too quickly. You can have cows kind of go off of milk and off of feed intakes. If you, for example, straight cut some barley, put it in the bin, put it through the hammer mill, and a couple days later start feeding it to the cows, that's really bad. You got to let it sit for a week or 2 or 3. So we swathed that rye 3 weeks ago, and it's been in the bin for 2 weeks, so should be good. Not too worried about it. We're not feeding it at a really high rate to the cows anyway. The next thing I'm going to do is grab that swather, clean the header off, drop off the roller, and just prep that header for winter storage, because we don't need to use it anymore this year, and better clean it off right away. Okay, well with that, the header's nice and clean, so we're just gonna park it for now. I'm sure me and Dad will put it in the back of the shed later this week. Got a lot of equipment to shuffle out of the way before we get this thing in the back corner where we like to park it. So we got 2 heifers to breed in the heifer breeding corral tonight. These were all preg checked, they were not pregnant, so got to keep breeding them. They got their activity collars on there. So since they've been fed this morning, we're just going to be giving them some chop. This is oats, corn, and it's all soaked in molasses. So as soon as they smell that, they go through the head lockers, they want to eat it all. We're going to dump that in front of them, lock the head lockers, and see if those 2 heifers lock up. So they're locked up. Dad's doing some cultivating in the field, so I want to rip out there, check it out, and then maybe film it with the drone if he's still busy, and then we'll come back here and see if those heifers are locked. Well, we just missed him. He was heading down the road, so I couldn't film him cultivating. But he was cultivating the strip again here. We've been cleaning this up this summer and making it ready. So that cultivator is supposed to smooth it out a bit more, and I think it did. We're gonna harrow this, and then it should be, you know, perfect. Dad really wants to get this perfectly smooth and ready to seed for this fall. So he's been hard at getting this piece of land here smooth and just kind of like blending it into the field, and I think he's achieved that now. So we do want to cultivate that entire quarter of land. That's the one we bought last year. Super rough. It was pasture only a couple years ago, and there's an old yard site in there and a bunch of fence lines and stuff, so tree lines. It's a rough piece of land, so we might cultivate that entire piece of land. After it's cultivated, we'll harrow it, and then it should be smooth. That's the goal anyway. There's a little bit of moisture in the soil here, which is good to see. It's not bone dry all the way down. Well, we'll head back to the yard now and see if those 2 heifers locked up. Well, that's nice. Both our heifers are locked up.